Well, that's the face of a New York Giants fan after what happened at the Super Bowl last night. This is going to be a fairly short and low-spirited video. Two things I wanted to happen. One was for Saquon Barkley to have a great game, and the other was for the Eagles to lose. Now, Saquon may not have got a lot of yards on the board, but I think he pulled off a few key blocks, which is something that Giants fans accused him of not being able to do when he played for us. That was probably because defenders were coming from everywhere, rather than just the holes that they were expected to come through. Anyway, other than that, it's been a fairly difficult week this week. Motivation has started to dwindle. I've been in the office a bit more, which means travelling around a bit more, so less time to get runs in, and they've ended up being late at night most of the time, which is fine. I tend to run better later, I think, or if I'm more comfortable running later. However, a couple of days it's been really late, and on Friday in particular I completely forgot that I was supposed to run, maybe conveniently, don't know, until I was going to bed, so I ended up doing that run on Saturday. Evening folks, out dressed like a tennis ball again. Tuesday evening, not late just because I'm lazy-ish, but because I was in the office today and I didn't want to get up at 6:30 to do the run before that. So yeah, probably because I'm lazy. We're up to 10k easy runs this week, so that'll be slow and boring. Probably cut all this stuff out. What have I got to say for myself? Nothing. Yeah. See you in a while. That's halfway for this bad boy. Doing alright in zone 2. I've actually had the pleasure of falling under zone 2 a couple of times. Well, 3 or 4 times. And having to pick up my pace to stay in it. Which I haven't done for a long while. So I'm going to take that as a good sign. Yeah, it's feeling alright. It's feeling alright so far. And there's no one around, which is lovely. And that's 10k done. Largely in zone 2. A little bit in zone 1. Tiny bit in zone 4. Felt remarkably comfortable. I'm sure everything will be different tomorrow. I believe my pace was somewhere in the mid 7 minutes, which means in the last 4 weeks my zone 2 pace has come down over 30 seconds, which is excellent, but probably more to do with me getting over a cold than anything else. Pace day tomorrow. Not sure whether I'll do it in the morning or afternoon. I think it's 8k, which might be more of a struggle than this was. Anyway, signing off now. Going to go and have a smoothie. Tatty bye. So again, we've stepped up the distance a bit this week. We're up to 47k for the whole week, which is, I think, the longest distance, the furthest distance I've ever run in a week. So that's something. It steps up again next week to 52. Hooray. So yeah, it's starting to get real now. 2 10k runs, easy runs, and an 8k pace run. First 10k you've just seen. The 8k pace run went a bit like this. Guess what, we're out late again. It's almost as if I'm trying to ignore it and hope it goes away, isn't it? Interval sessions today, and my Apple Music's packed up, or my watch needs a reboot, so I've got no beat to keep me going. So we're just going to have to go as best we can. 7 lots of 800 meters at fast pace. which for everyone else is slow pace. Anyway, I'm going to get back to warming up now. 4 down, 3 to go. I soon have to make a decision. I need to make this a bit longer than my usual loop. So, do I incorporate the big nasty hill into my speed intervals? That would be masochistic, right? However, I think we're in go big or go home territory. So, let's have a try. Well, I didn't realise I was going to get another recovery period in before starting on this hill. I'm right at the bottom of it now. So I'm going to start the next 800 metre interval part way up it, which is ideal. At least I managed to get my music working, so I'm going to know how fast my feet should be hitting the floor. If I don't speak to you again after this, please know that I love you all. Made it to the top of Pain Mountain. Actually, not quite as bad as I thought it would be. I even managed to stay in my pace range. And the great news is, it's all downhill now for the last interval, coming up shortly. See you at the end, and that's the end of that. Just a little 500 metre jog to cool down, and we're home for a smoothie and bed. What have we learnt today? Hills aren't as scary as they seem. I probably could have gone a bit harder, or maybe done an 8th interval. And it'd be nice to see if my VO2 max goes up a bit as a result of this. Oh, also, really shouldn't leave these runs so late. Never mind, that's just who I am. Right, tatty bye, people of the tube. We're off. So yeah, pace interval, 7 lots of 800 meters with some walking recovery. Not too bad. Decided to go up the biggest hill around as part of that, and really I'm going to be incorporating that into more of my training now, I think, as the intervals are getting longer, or the sessions are getting longer. Just going around the same 3 kilometer loop is getting a little bit dull, and I need to practice the hills. Then Friday should have been another 10k easy, but as I said, I forgot, so that ended up being on Saturday, and here it is. Welcome to Britain in February. Grey, rainy, miserable. And we've got 10k to run today, which also makes me miserable. Struggling with motivation a bit this week. And actually I forgot to do this. I was supposed to do this yesterday. I completely forgot that I had to do a run until I was going to bed. So it's today instead. C'est la vie. Let us crack on. Just over halfway. I've been wondering why today feels quite tough. And I realised I did a gym session this morning. Not on legs, but still, fatigue is fatigue, I guess. This is what a university education gives you. Another 10k done. Feeling alright now. Unfortunately I've got 19 to do tomorrow. Might not feel so good after that. Yeah. Ta-da. And as you can probably tell from that, motivation was waning slightly. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it at the end of this week. I don't know whether it's just because the sessions are getting longer, whether it's I now feel a little bit cut adrift in the middle of this plan where I'm nowhere near the end of it. It's a bit like a long race, I suppose. You get to that second quarter of it, and there seems like there's a long way still to go. However, that said, I am kind of feeling better. My running in kind of zone 2, zone 3 is feeling a bit easier, if not terribly faster. So I can feel that progress is being made, and that's good. And we continue on. Incidentally, I don't know if you've noticed, I don't see why you would have noticed, but I've changed my mic position to up on my shoulder, and that seems to stop the flapping up and down. So that's a good solution, and we will continue with that. Oh, and also I remember that I was supposed to be doing a gear video today. I was supposed to be telling you about all the stuff that I run in, and having watched last week's video where I talked about all the technology, that was dull as dishwater. So I decided to save you from that for another week. Anyway, on to my long run yesterday. Well, this is minging. I wasn't expecting rain. Sunday evening, 19k long run. I'm full of roast dinner, and yeah, don't know what to expect. Wet, getting wet, that's what to expect. Let's crack on with the first 5k bit. That's 5k done. Felt quite strong running top end of zone 2, bottom end of zone 3, with a little bit in zone 4 because I went up the big hill. Kind of decided I'm doing that 3 times today because I couldn't get enough. Anyway, settling back down into a nice steady zone 2 now, and then we've got another one after some lovely orangey gel. Speak to you in a bit. And that's 11k in. It seems I may have miscounted. I may be going up this big hill 4 times. Second time wasn't much fun. Certainly not as much fun as the first time. My legs are starting to feel a bit heavier. Maybe the roast potatoes are wearing off. Time for another orangey gel and zone 2 recovery, and that's 17k. Definitely feeling a little bit jaded now. Just this one recovery kilometre, and then one more, a little bit more up tempo kilometre to go. Haven't got any orangey gels this time, so pink water and endurance. Avanti, and that's 19k done, folks. 29k in the last 24 hours, which, although not intentional, I think it's pretty good going. I'm not dead yet. My legs still kind of work, and we're still on schedule, which is great. Even bigger week. Well, this is, I think, the furthest I've ever run in a week, and next week we go even further, and there's a 24k run on the Sunday, which is the single furthest distance I've ever run. So yeah, progress is being made. I wish you all a lovely Sunday evening. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Go Chiefs, and see you again on Tuesday, no doubt. And that was that for the week. So the big hill, I think, now is a bit of a fixture, at least probably in 1 or 2 runs a week, sadly. However, I've looked at the course profile for the London Marathon, and the 3 laps of my big hill that I did yesterday in the 19k is a greater elevation than the entire marathon course. So I think it's good training and necessary. So yeah, we'll carry on with that. What else have I got to say? Hubris on the Chiefs thing, clearly. That Super Bowl is going to be painful until the Giants next win one, which is probably going to be when I'm about 70. Nothing much remains except for me to say thank you if you've got this far in the video. Something I should have said at the beginning, probably, before people switch off. Please, links down below. Like and subscribe. No, just donate, please. The donations are really ramping up. It's lovely to see. We've got a nice chunk of money there for Dementia Concern, and that and doing these videos is probably the only thing that's keeping me going at the moment on this marathon journey. So thank you for being along for the ride, and I will try and get this out quicker than the last one, which is probably going to come out just before this one, and see you all next week. Ta-da!